Welcome back to the channel. Would never have reached those levels if I had allowed myself to get shaken out of the market during those countless moments of fear that tested everyone's patience. These are not the times to panic, to think it's all over, or to let the noise of the crowd dictate your actions. Instead, these are the periods that demand sharper focus and stronger conviction than ever before, because opportunities of a lifetime do not appear in moments of comfort. They appear in moments of fear and discomfort. A high-conviction coin will not simply hand you its rewards. It requires you to endure the storms, the endless red candles, the doom and gloom predictions, and the feeling that everything is slipping away. Knowing how to buy the dip is one thing, but having the emotional discipline to actually do it when the screen is bleeding is an entirely different skill set. And make no mistake, that skill is what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive in crypto. The content in this video is created purely for educational and informational purposes. Nothing discussed here should be considered as financial advice, investment recommendations, or professional guidance. Cryptocurrency, stocks, and financial markets are highly volatile and involve risks, and every individual should do their own research before making any financial decision. The views expressed in this content are personal opinions and should not be taken as endorsements of any specific project, company, or asset. Always consult with a licensed financial advisor if you are unsure about your investment choices. Remember, the market moves fast and no prediction can ever be guaranteed. Trade wisely and invest responsibly. Today is one of those days when everything across the board looks brutally red. It's not fun opening your portfolio right now. It feels heavy, uncomfortable, and discouraging. But these moments are exactly when the weak hands get washed out, and when the market quietly starts rewarding the ones who stay disciplined. Don't get shaken out just because you're staring at losses in the short term. The history of crypto has always been defined by this cycle: waves of fear that push people out, followed by waves of recovery that reward those who stayed. If you leave during the red, you will not be around when the green returns. That is the essence of this game: survival. If you survive, you position yourself for the kind of upside that changes lives. If you don't, then you simply become another story of someone who almost made it. Now, it doesn't mean you should always sit in one position endlessly without movement. Sometimes it makes sense to play smarter. If your conviction coin is consolidating and you want to keep making progress, it can be wise to temporarily explore hot narratives that are surging in the moment, lock in some profits, and then rotate those gains back into your long-term conviction holdings. That's not abandoning your beliefs. It's simply leveraging the volatility of the market to your advantage. I've done this myself recently. I jumped into a hot narrative, rode it for a solid 2x, and made sure to take profits. I hope you guys were with me because I had been mentioning it for over a week. The most important rule I stuck to was the same one I always repeat: take profits on the way up. When you double your money, you don't just sit there hoping for more forever. You either take out your initial and let the rest ride risk-free, or you skim off enough so that whatever happens next, you're still a winner. That is the discipline most people lack, but it's the discipline that ensures you don't lose everything when momentum fades. The best part of this strategy is that once you've locked in those profits, you can rotate them back into your conviction plays that are sitting at attractive dips. For me, ZBCN fits that description perfectly. This is the kind of coin you want to funnel profits into, because while short-term narratives come and go, conviction projects are the ones that you hold through thick and thin. ZBCN is currently in a dip, which makes it even more appealing as a re-entry point. Think about it. You ride a hype coin for quick gains, cash out, and then plant those earnings into something that could multiply far more in the future when the big narrative comes back. That's how you play this game strategically. Before diving deeper into ZBCN, sentiment in the market. The Fear and Greed Index is sitting at a neutral 50 right now. That's actually very telling because just a few days ago it was in the fear zone. That means confidence, while still fragile, is starting to creep back. Ethereum, still sitting above $4,000. Honestly, I expected it to retrace down into the $3,500 to $3,600 range, and it still might. But the fact that it hasn't collapsed and is holding its ground above that $4K mark is impressive. That said, the overall market absolutely ugly. Coin after coin bleeding red. It's not enjoyable to watch, but if you understand how these cycles work, you know that these ugly periods are the soil in which the next rallies are planted. Now, let's talk ZBCN, because this is where the real story is unfolding. Just hours ago, the team behind ZBCN announced something critical. Throughout July and August of 2025, Zebec conducted buybacks of over 15 million ZBCN tokens, worth about $60,000, funded directly from card revenues. This is not a gimmick, one of the most bullish signals you can ever get from a project. They're not just relying on hype, they're literally using real revenue to buy back their own tokens, rewarding holders, and maintaining long-term health. It's proof that the project is not just alive, but thriving underneath the surface. Buybacks like this, you know you're dealing with a project that understands value creation. This is why I've been hammering on ZBCN for months. What matters is the foundation being built beneath the surface. Eventually, hype will return to the payments narrative. It always does, and when it does, projects like ZBCN will explode far harder than people expect. Right now, XRP is sitting at a massive $169 billion market cap. Moving that requires an ocean of money. ZBCN, by comparison, sits at just $364 million. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. It means even modest inflows can cause explosive price movements. Add to this the fact that ZBCN's team is transparent, their community is strong, and they've been consistently delivering, and you have the recipe for something massive. And yet, despite all this progress, ZBCN is still under the radar. Not everyone even knows it exists, which tells you how early we are. Imagine the shift when it breaks into the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. At that point, the entire market will start asking, and the spotlight will turn onto what we already know. It's a serious project with serious potential. ZBCN trades at 3.9 cents. Daily, it's up just 1%. Weekly, it's down 4%. Monthly, it's down 2%. But on the yearly scale, it's still up a staggering 260%. That's the beauty of perspective. If you entered back in February or March when I started talking about this, you'd still be sitting on strong gains despite the recent dips. That shows resilience. It shows that holders aren't just dumping at the first sign of trouble. Our people are willing to hold through retracements because they see the bigger picture. The world is moving toward crypto payments. XRP has already proven the narrative, and ZBCN offers the same lane with far greater upside. Another powerful factor here is token unlocks. Previously, larger unlocks created sell pressure, but starting October 15th, only 1% will be released at a time, far lower than the 2% or 2.3%. That cuts potential dumping pressure in half. Historically, people used to dump around unlock dates and the price would fall, only to recover afterward. But now, with smaller unlock percentages and a strong support zone forming around 3.5 cents, in fact, that 3.5 cent zone has been tested multiple times, stretching back to July, and it continues to hold as a rock-solid support. That makes it an excellent buy zone for anyone considering entering or adding to their position. And if the market turns uglier, the next support sits around 2.3 cents. But for now, the stability around 3.5 cents gives plenty of confidence. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. ZBCN still isn't listed on Binance or Coinbase. The day that happens, especially if it's Coinbase, you can expect fireworks. Every project that lands on Coinbase sees a flood of retail investors rush in. Imagine what that would do to a coin with a market cap this small compared to its peers. It's not a question of if, but when, and being positioned before that moment is how fortunes are made. Wealth in crypto is not built during euphoric bull runs when everything is pumping. It's built during these quiet, red, discouraging periods when most people walk away. If you want life-changing returns, you need patience, conviction, and discipline. You need to know what you hold, why you hold it, and have the courage to wait for the story to unfold. ZBCN is one of those projects where silence from the market doesn't mean weakness. It means opportunity. The fundamentals are strong, the community is growing, the buybacks are happening, and the narrative is clear. This is what patience rewards. But that doesn't shake my belief one bit. Corrections are temporary. The bull cycle is not over. If you can hold through this, you will understand the meaning of conviction. If you cannot, then you'll simply be another example of someone who gave up right before the reward. The choice is always yours, but the opportunity, right now, belongs to those who see beyond the red candles. If you enjoyed this breakdown and found it valuable, then make sure to hit that like button because it really helps the channel reach more people who are looking for the same insights. Share this video with your friends, your community, or anyone interested in crypto and finance so they can also stay ahead of the curve. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We post daily deep dives, news breakdowns, and analysis designed to keep you informed in this ever-changing financial world. Supporting the channel is free, but it makes a massive difference for us, and it ensures you're always in the loop when the next big development hits.